What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dima Hitchcock music. So, guys, we just had an interesting trade. And no, it wasn't the NFL or the NBA trade line or deadline. It was a different type of trade. It was a trade between two furious foes over the last 50 to 60, maybe even 70 years. A trade between Russia and the United States. Now, what was traded and why? Brittney Griner, WNBA star, has been locked up in Russia with a 9-year sentence over an alleged, let's say, drug infraction. And then there was Viktor Bout, the Russian arms dealer who was serving a 25-year sentence in the United States. And when Brittney Griner was sentenced to 9 years, it was evident that, Russia wanted Viktor Bout back. And Brittney Griner was kind of used as a trading element to basically bring Viktor Bout back. And that is exactly what has happened. Then give a round of applause. Many Americans are happy. Many Americans are upset, especially those in the black community, especially those in the LGBTQ community. But then there are some Americans who are unhappy. And here's one of them right now.
Morning, TikTok. Morning, Patriots. Sad day for America. Today, this Thursday, December 8th, we traded an anti-American and American-hating WNBA player, Brittney Griner, for the Merchant of Death. So we're giving the Russians the Merchant of Death. We got a WNBA player who knowingly broke the rules and broke the laws in Russia and was doing her time. We left Paul Whelan, an ex-Marine, I should say a Marine, who is being unjustly held in Russia. We left him there, but we gave them the Merchant of Death. How does this even comprehend as logical? This is a sad day. Brittney Griner hates this country, and she broke the law in Russia and was doing the time. Don't break the law if you don't want to go to jail. And we left a Marine behind. Joe Biden will tell you he didn't have a choice, but he did have a choice. Putin's weak and vulnerable right now. All we had to say is no, we're not going to trade her for him. No. Sorry, not going to happen. But no, once again, he's trying to play the good guy, and he did another bad thing for America. We again shown how weak we are. It just doesn't make sense, no matter how you look at it and no matter how you think about it, to trade a WNBA player for a gun runner. Literally a man who had a movie made after him. Wow. But they're going to play it up in the press as a good thing, and she's going to be all over the news now. She's probably going to make a fortune talking on news. I'm sure she'll be on The View tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Monday. And they're going to play it up as a good thing. But be sure to understand, this was a bad thing for America. This was not a good trade. And I'm sorry, yes, no American should be in a Russian jail. But she was convicted of a crime that she committed. Paul Whelan's in jail for a crime he did not commit. Tell me how we made America better today. Put it in the comments. Share this video, because I really want to hear from a whole abundance of people how they believe that this was a good thing for this country, to trade a WNBA player for the Merchant of Death. Put it in the comments. Share this video. Like this video. I look forward to responding.
So you heard what he had to say. Now, many Americans are upset because Mr. Paul Whelan, who was a part of the military, is still in Russia. He's an ex-U.S. Marine. And, of course, he is white. And many people, especially a lot of people I think on the right, are upset that Brittney Griner was exchanged and not Paul Whelan. And Biden hasn't done anything to get him released. Now I want to play a clip of what's been going on with Mr. Paul Whelan since 2018 and then we'll come back.
For informational purposes only.
Does he have any support in the prison? Is there anyone there? I mean, he's just working and sleeping in a room by himself, or is he sharing it with other inmates?
Oh no, he's in a barracks. I think there are 15 to 20 other people in the same barracks. He's woken up every 2 hours at night because he's considered a flight risk. So they pull his blankets off, they wake him up, they take his picture throughout the night, which has been very hard, obviously, for sleep deprivation. He's really on his own. There are few English speakers in the prison. There are no English speakers on the staff of the prison or in the guards. So he doesn't really understand a lot of what's going on. He doesn't speak or read Russian to the extent that he can actually interact with those people. I think it's very difficult. And again, he's now 8 hours drive from Moscow. He's very far away from anybody who can possibly provide him with support.
Now, what do we have here, guys? I want to kind of talk about this because what I'm hearing from certain people, let's say, if you want to say in white America on the right, the sentiment is that Brittney Griner hates the United States. She's a vocal critic, a vocal person on the left. But now that you're detained, you're begging for the United States to come to your aid. But at the same time, you don't do anything but down talk the country. Now, a man that did serve the country is, in bondage and can't get out. Why is it Brittney Griner that gets out? And he's the one that's been serving the country, been at least associated with the military for the last 20 or 30 years. And I think that we all know the answer to this. Number one, Brittney Griner is a visible star, okay? Brittney Griner is a visible star. Another thing is Brittney Griner is visibly a black woman, all right? And also, you guessed it, Brittney Griner is also part of the LGBT community, okay? What's going to happen if Joe Biden releases Whelan? The people on the left, his support base, they're going to come out and say, why didn't you release the black woman who is LGBTQ and black, but then you went and released the white person? That's what you're going to hear, all right? And of course, Joe Biden, I believe, had to act in this way because of Brittney Griner's fame. I mean, have you heard also, people were lobbying for her, LeBron, Brady, Roy Jones, and a lot of people in the athletic community, they're on the left. Not too many powerful athletes support Republicans, okay? So Biden would have got a lot of criticism. And then, to be fair, if he decides to run again, they're going to say that, But I just want to say this, in my honest opinion. Stop the show. Let me not say that. But I would say this. Politics are very interesting. And of course, trading Brittney Griner for Mr. Victor here is also a way of saying, I did something for black people. That's something that I didn't want to say, but I'm going to talk about that. And then not to discredit Brittney Griner or anything like that, right? But that will be he will put that on his resume. Listen, we had a black woman that was, in prison, a gay black woman getting mistreated. I, as a president, went and helped get her out. And while that is an admirable thing to do, what about the rest of the black community? And see, that's what happens. We're going to end up getting a trinket from this guy, which really is nothing but a trinket. And that's typically what Democrats and liberals typically give the black community. They give you a little bit of nothing and not something that is sustainable. And do you know what? It's enough for us to give us the vote. Trust me, we'll find a way to do it. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of Celebrity Junk. Alright, appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. We're out.